Good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday Mull for Thursday, the 16th of September. Continuing to follow McShane's readings, we are with Paul writing his second letter to the Corinthians, chapter 5. And I'm struck by the first verse. He says, "For we know that if the earthly tent we live in is destroyed, we have a building from God, an eternal house in heaven, not built by human hands." And he then goes on and talks about our temporary earthly tent as opposed to our permanent, eternal, heavenly house. And it struck me that as Christians is what our perspective needs to be. That here and now, wonderful as our life is, as good as we can be, and as much as we can do, it is temporary. We are all going to have our life end at some point. For some of us, it's nearer than for others. And none of us knows when it will be. And therefore, to invest everything in the here and now misses the point. Because it doesn't matter how many homes I've got. It doesn't matter how wealthy I am. I can be wealthier than Bill Gates or Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos, or all of those billionaires. Ultimately, everything they have stays here. And they go on with nothing. And so we've got to be looking to the going on, because that's what counts. And Jesus, in the Sermon on the Mount, he's talking to people and said, don't do your praying now so that people will see you and commend you and think highly of you, because then that's the reward you've got. Rather, do it in secret. And he says 3 times, and your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you. And so we've got to have our eyes not on what we get here and now, but on our Father in heaven and what we have in eternity. And as Christians, Jesus has promised us this. Before he was crucified, he said to the disciples, I'm going to my Father's house to prepare a place for you, a room or a mansion, for in my Father's house are many rooms. And Jesus has prepared the way for us, has prepared a place for us. And this permanent dwelling, this permanent house that Paul speaks of is waiting for us. And so we live this life with joy and abundance. We live it to its full. We do what we can, and we give it as much as we can. But we always remember that it is temporary. And we always invest through our prayers, through our following God, through our reading of Scripture, through our sharing of the good news, through our example in this world. We're investing and pointing to this eternity where we will finally get to our true home, where we will be in God's presence forever. That is our hope, and that is an encouragement every day. Be encouraged and know God's blessing.